All right. Now we did forget on the last video to select all this coding and execute the SQL code. So we're going to execute that, and we have one of 50 rows right here. So that's our view. And yeah. So after that, we're going to go into Visual Studio. Studio. We're going to create a new project. And it's going to be integration service project. We're going to call this Zagimar data warehouse project. Cool. Now we're going to create it. Once we create that, so we have a couple data flows here. We're going to go into here. So we do have 5 dimensions, right? Or I'm sorry, 4 dimensions and 1 fact table. So we're going to do a couple data flows, one for each, right? Our calendar, that one's going to be our customer, store, and then our last one, which is going to be our product dimension. And also need one for the fact table, right? We're going to go ahead and rename all this so we can keep organized. So product dimension, calendar dimension, product calendar customer dimension, and store. And lastly, our sales fact table. So we're going to go into our first data flow. We're going to insert a database source and a destination. What we're going to do is connect these with the blue line, and we're going to name this our view, product view. Product dimension, right? So we're going to go into, yeah, we need new. So let's open up a new SQL server to just get the server name, and that's the server name right there. So we're going to go into new. Okay, so it's right here. So usually you have to input the server name and then select each database, right? So we don't have to do that. So we're gonna exit out of this one and this one. Go to Visual Studio, and since this is our source, our source database source, we want that to be Zagimar, right? And this is the product dimension. So we're going to select the product view as our source, preview it. This is our products, close it, click OK. That's good. Now we want to move it into our Zagimar data warehouse, which is right here. We're going to select the table, and this is the product dimension. And we're going to go to mapping, right? So the product key is already derived, so we don't need an input column since our dimension is going to derive that, right? System generated product key. But we do need to match these up: product name, product price, category name, and vendor name. And we should be good. Start. There you go, 24 rows. So we're going to go into our control flow, go into our calendar dimension. Database source. Database, oh, I'm sorry. Uh-oh. All right, so we accidentally clicked that. Not sure if that ran. Yeah, it did. All right. Calendar dimension, we're going to do a source and destination. And our Zagimore is going to be our source. Our calendar view is going to be our source. See here we have we're missing some data right here. So we're actually going to go back into, where is that? That would be in our Zagimore tables. We're going to see if we can edit it. Let's see. I believe that's sales transaction, right? Edit top 200. And it looks like all of them. Oh, I see. Right here. 2020. We'll go ahead and save that. That should save. You always want to preview it just to get those. There you go. Those errors, and to make sure all your data is correctly entered. So yeah, that was our view. Let's see. Preview that. That's our view, calendar dimension. So we want to select our data warehouse, calendar dimension, go to mappings, make sure everything lines up. And actually for this calendar, you see how for day of week we have it's a string. This is a Unicode string 30, so we have to actually do a conversion, right? So we're actually going to, if it lets me, right there, delete this relationship, and we're going to data conversion. And the reason we're doing the data conversion is because when two data types aren't the same, the databases won't, communication won't be correct, right? There's going to be an error message when you want to send that over. So let's see, calendar view, preview, close. And for mappings, so we have to change day of week to string 15 to match our destination, right? And I believe also day of month is integer. month is a Unicode string 30, and here it is a string 15. So we have to do day of week and month, and quarters or in years are integers, so we'll have no problem with that. So day of week. So we go into our data conversion, we select day of week, and we select month, right? And it's going to be output. This is going to be the output, the copy of it. And we're going to make the copy a string. And since both of them are 15, we're going to do 15. And it's important to copy the same length. If not, an error message will pop up because they're trying to communicate and the data types don't match up, right? So we'll press OK. We'll go into our destination. We have the data warehouse selected, calendar dimension selected. We go into mappings. And for day of week, we select copy of day of week. And for month, we select copy of month. And now you will see that it is a string 15, string 15, string 15, string 15. So we shouldn't have no issues. So you start. There you go, 7 rows. Stop this. Go to the next one, right? So customer dimension, same thing. We select the database source. We select a destination. And in our source, we want to select, there's actually more. And this is the customer view because customer dimension, and these are customers. All right. Press OK. We want to select our data warehouse. This is our customer dimension that we're moving into. Check our mappings. Customer keys arrived, system generated, customer IDs. Both of them are string 10s, string 12s, and integers, right? So it should be good. Start that and execute it. We're good. 10 rows. And we'll go into the next one, right? Store dimension. Same ordealio. Store dimension. Here we want to select our database, source database, from our operational database, right? And we want to select the view. And this is the store view. Preview it. Get the region names, store IDs, store zips, right? Into here, we want to go to data warehouse and store dimension. Go to mappings to make sure everything aligns. Store key is generated. Store ID 5, string 5. Store zip is integer, and here we have to select our region name. 15. Awesome. Start that. And you see there we have 14 rows, right? And lastly, we have our sales fact table. So we need a database source, destination, connect these two. Our source is going to be from our operational database. And here we're going to have sales view. Preview that. And you have all of them right here. Press OK. Mappings. Oh, I'm sorry. Sales view. No. This is our destination. So we want to go into our data warehouse. Sales fact table. And go into mappings. Customer key in. the reason why there is an input and destination column in the fact table for the customer keys or all the keys is because they are generated in the dimension tables and they are foreign keys in our fact table, right? So they don't get generated in the fact table, but in fact they do get generated in our dimension tables, right? So we do have to drive that data from where it's generated into the fact table. So that's why there's an input for the keys, right? Dollars sold, quantity sold, everything matches up. And we'll run this. Oh, 8,400 rows. Let's see. And that might be because we have to truncate, right? So we'll go into our tables here and we'll have to truncate them, right? So we'll stop this, come to control flows, and that should work afterwards. So we'll go into fact table, or I'm sorry, this is our data warehouses diagram. And we're going to delete the relationships. Remove all the keys. Remove everything. So that way there, once we truncate and delete all the data, we won't have a problem. So we'll save that. Yes. We'll create a new query in our Zagiwar, right? And in here, we'll say truncate. DBO dot calendar dimension. Truncate. We'll actually copy and paste this just so we can move through it faster. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. So we'll do this. Customer product dimension and our store dimension. And here sales fact table, and you always have to make sure that they are exactly the same, right? So go ahead and run this code. Oh, I think it was without this actually. It's my fault. see. And we actually were right. Mhm. We just forgot to add table. Same thing with the rest of them. You want to truncate the tables, right? Every table we want to execute and commands completed successfully. And the way we double check that is that we'll select the top 1,000 rows of our sales fact table. We'll see that nothing's in there. And we'll go back into our Visual Studio, sales fact table, and we'll actually run everything. Or I'm sorry. We actually have to go back in here and go into our diagram and make everything a primary key and create the relationships again, right? So customer key, store key, product key, and calendar key. Oh. Those are foreign keys, right? Composite key. Look to here. Oh, we should save that actually. Right. I'll go back into our fact table, make sure it's empty. It's right. And we'll go to database source and start it. There you go. Uh-oh. Close that. And so we have to run everything again since nothing showed up. We select everything, start it. Boom, boom. There you go. We go back into our SQL Server, go into sales fact table, select the top 1,000 rows. And here you see 50 rows of all our records, right? And yeah, that was creating the data source, data warehouse using Visual Studios to transfer the data and derive it. So that was it.